DJ abroad and keep in contact, you know. So actually the potential is bigger. So instead of it being 1,000 people in the Hacienda, that could be replicated all around the world by different people.
Those new technologies have allowed us to create real communities, you know, digital hippies effectively. We're back to 1968, it's just electronically done.
The kids are okay, and as for house music, it may no longer be 1988, but those repetitive beats played in darkened clubs to crowds of enthusiasts having the time of their lives, that may not have died out just yet either.
Thing is, there's always new 18-year-olds and it's always going to be new for them. And I think one of the things that's happening now is we're slowly going into recession, whether the government wants to admit it or not. And club culture is always more exciting in times of recession because people are after an escape.
20 years ago, a lot of the guys and girls that are into it now weren't born. And me being a DJ, I'm still youthful in the way that how I present myself and how much I'm still enjoying myself.
We've been doing it now since 88. No, it's a long time to be doing anything, but we're at a point now where just feeling it more and more.
I've worn out several generations of clubbers. I went to my first nightclub in 1976 at the Cleethorpes Winter Gardens, a Northern Soul all-nighter. So that's 32 years, that's 2/3 of my life. I've been going out to nightclubs and I love it. I still get a buzz when I walk down into a basement and I can hear the thud of bass, and I just really like it, and I just can't imagine a time when I'll be bored of it.
So, has anything changed since 1988? We've come down to Fabric, it's Saturday night, we're outside this huge nightclub in London to talk to some people still queuing to listen to house music after 20 years.
I just like good music, dancing, good atmosphere and a night out, innit?
8 years I'm working most of house music, so I love house music.
We've just driven in from Leeds, 3 hours and a half drive to see one of my best pals. It's going to be a cracking night here, first time I've ever been.
My friends are down to visit for the weekend from Glasgow, so we're going to hit Fabric. We just want some banging techno, really, and just have a great time, so that's it.
What are you doing in the queue tonight?
Oh, we're going to Fabric tonight. That's where we're going. Party.
What is acid house? A whole bunch of people on acid with glow sticks.
I mean, I like the rhythm of the music. It's the main thing what I like about the house and electro music.
Just the music, and you know, you can just go out of your mind, go crazy. It's just amazing.
I like the chemistry, everything works out. I've got some shades on, yeah. I like the shades and the music, everything together is pretty sort of safe.
So, we have all grown up. Some of us are still out on the dance floor checking the newest electronic sounds, and some are doing other stuff but still loving new music. But one thing we all agree on is that acid house did change everything. The music that turned the 80s from gloomy black and white into party happy full colour is still going strong, bouncing around all night in a club, on a beach, in a field, pulsing round the world, dancing, always dancing.
From Jamaica to the world, it's just love. It's just love.
Yeah, the idea of making people dance is obviously a seductive idea. People want that in their lives. People want music that's got rhythm and a groove to it because it makes people feel good.
It's always going to be there. I mean, it's a music form now. It's like jazz, it's like rock and roll. It's there, you know. There'll always be people who grow up and discover it and want to make something new with it. Because you don't have to be raving to get it. I think if you've done it at some point in your life, then you'll always be able to tap into that and you'll always have a love of the sound.
What I love about electronic music is the fact that it's always about the future, even though there is an element of nostalgia in it. Because it's technology-led, it's always quite forward-thinking.
I've always loved the fact that the music that we call house in that 20 years has always morphed into other things. You know, we've had like techno, grime, garage, that all stemmed from that first big explosion.
There's a substance in the music which you attach yourself to, whether it be a groove, whether it be a bass line, whether it be vocals, whether it be the build-up or the breakdown within the music. These elements in the record push your buttons in some ways. Makes you smile, makes you cry, makes you jump up and down, go crazy, makes you scream and shout. And with that, I think everyone should try it once and try not to ignore the fact that people are still having a really good time after all these years.
It was incredible. It really was an amazing time, and I hope that anybody in their life can experience that, because it was truly revolutionary musically and in the way that people interacted with each other. 88, the Summer of Love, was an amazing period in my life, and I can only say that I'm glad I survived it.
Acid House The Next Generation was presented by Chris Coco and produced by Helen Leonard for BBC Radio 2.
You wore a pair of jeans, a baggy old top, and you just went out to dance and have a good time to the music.
BBC Radio 2's dance season continues this Friday with a special Don't Start Me Talking.
You'd end up getting in cars and driving to some barn in Northwich. It was a great leveller because everyone was loved up.
Clubbers and music fans reminisce on the times and moments when dance music provided a soundtrack to their lives.
There was no violence. It was quite spiritual to start with.
Don't Start Me Talking about dance music. This Friday from 7 on 88 to 91 FM, BBC Radio 2.
Jam hot, jam hot, jam hot.